What's going on, everyone? This is Smitty here, and this video, I don't want to be before you guys long, but I just want to break down some things here when we're talking about the community. People saying that it's dead, and people saying that certain guys, like myself, for example, have lost our way, forgot the vision, and all that good stuff. Because we went down to the studio. You know, it's funny because when people like to reference the past and talk about how the community was and all that, if you clearly recall how the community was back then, there will be some interesting parallels to see in that regard. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but I just want to say this real quick. And this is stuff that I've already spoke on before, so I'm not going to keep on rehashing the same stuff. It's about the work. Plain and simple. If you putting in work, it's commendable. If you doing videos, breaking stuff down, showcasing good, showcasing negative, showcasing what needs to be there, encouraging other people to get in the game and you know start commentating and do what you need to do and let your voice be heard, get up on Twitter, all that good stuff. It's commendable. Unknown cat, uh virtual footballer. Of course, I got to shout out Sim and Azura, and I shout out, to Moody, to Versus for, he's going to be truly back in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Now that he got that strike removed from his channel, so definitely looking forward to his content. Um, Apex for when he was doing football breakdowns, Mr. 414, Bush Doctor 02, uh, True Blue Titan, Neff One, B5, Ronick, all these guys, all these people, old and new, guys that don't make vids no more and still do make vids. Even Threat Vision, even Jermaine, what's his name? Jermaino Insano, I think his name is. He does some nice backbreaker montages. You know what I mean? All of these people that are doing this work and whether you do a video every day of the week, once a month, whatever. DJ 81, shout out to him too. Shake, everyone else, just everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that's been doing that work and doing the work towards a goal. You know what I mean? Goal oriented work is what it's about. But shout out to those people. But everyone that's been doing that work. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Now, when we talk about the past and we want to reference that time and that era when the gaming, when Madden was terrible, because the way it appears is like when the game is terrible, that's where the harmony is at. But when the game gets better, that's where all of this corruption and corrosion is at all of a sudden. Like, I mean, it sounds like I guess we should just go back to having a terrible game where they don't fix anything at all, they don't address anything at all, and just leave it the exact same. So then we could just sit back and complain about it the whole time. I guess that's where the harmony lies. Cause I mean, I'm just going off the cuff here with a few things just off the top of my head, but I distinctly remember versus doing vids talking about the lead foot animation. Well, not animation per se, but the lead foot running, where the receiver would, where the ball carrier would be running, and then they'll do a hitch step so the CPU could catch up to you and stop you. Or the blind faith catches, or the David Tyree catch animations, where you would have these moments captured in the game, but you didn't have just dynamic. There was no organic gameplay. It was just real stiff, and that's all you had. I remember the backbreaker vids being made back then and saying EA doesn't have, EA needs, EA doesn't have. And we were in agreement with that. Like, they do need to address these things. They do need to have these things in the game. They do need to fix these problems. And we were, like I said, we were all on point with that. But when EA addresses these problems and we give them credit, all of a sudden our stance is compromised. Now the community has a new name, and oh well, now simulation gamers are casual gamers, and like it's all this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? All because the game is getting better and our demands are being met. You know what I'm saying? Or they're in the process of meeting those demands. Where like all of this foolishness just comes out of nowhere. You know, listen, I'm gonna call a spade regardless if people like it or not. You know what I'm saying? When I broadcast factual information, or if I have credible sources to get information from and I broadcast it, you can call it excuses, you could call it whatever it is you want to call it. But it's the truth, whether you like it or not. And the thing is, the truth hurts, and you have a lot of people. You got I don't say a lot, but you got a decent number of people that are wounded. You know, and it's just it's funny. It's just comical to look at times. But but like I said, not to make this video too long, but like I said, when we're talking about past actions and making that comparison from then to now, when it wasn't there, when these things weren't there, or when we were saying it hand over fist, when we were talking about suction and O-line and D-line interactions and rating tangibility and all these things, and what was being sent to us was microtransactions, swagger ratings, ProTac, VR trainers, rewind, and all that. Like all these things that we never asked for, never asked for. Helmets and cleats and grass blades and all that. We didn't ask for any of that. Give us the gameplay. That's what we were talking about. Gameplay. I'm not concerned about throwback jerseys. I'm concerned about gameplay. You see what I mean? That's what the message was. That's what we was pushing, but they weren't listening. But now that they are listening and they're addressing the things that we've been demanding for, there's a problem? That doesn't make any sense. You see? And the thing is, that's why I'm just going to stay focused on the goal and the task at hand. It ain't about me as an individual and being on a certain status. It's about achieving the goal, which is getting the most authentic football gaming experience possible. That's it. And if it's any other sport, basketball, same thing. That's it. No ands, ifs, or buts. That's it. That's what it's about. It's not about as soon as I see one flaw, oh, the whole game's broke. No, no, no. But I'm going to point those things out and I'm going to let it be known. Now, if it's happening at such an alarming rate that it's just breaking the game, then yeah, that's a whole nother can of beans right there. But we got to call a spade across the board. And back then, like I said, it was one vibe because they weren't doing anything. But now they're addressing these issues, and that's why you're seeing more people that are pleased with the game to an extent. But there still is a lot of work that needs to be done. They got a long ways to go with EA football. Long ways to go. But I'm still going to give them props and commend them accordingly. I don't give a care if somebody want to say, oh, you sold out now and you're drinking the EA Kool-Aid. Like, get the heck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about putting in that work, and that's it. So, but like I said, I'm sorry. I just want to make this quick comparison. When it comes to getting competition back, and this is what, and before the competition bit, let's also remember, back when the game was terrible, people were sending myself. I know I received PMs about it. I'm pretty sure if I did, I know Versus, Moody, Brozales, Apex, Sim, and Azura definitely received messages or people commented on vids saying, yo, you guys need to be at EA. Y'all need to be in the studio. Y'all need to be there. I didn't see anybody thumb those comments down. I never seen any of those comments marked as spam or this comment received too many negative votes. I never seen that. But back when the game was terrible and they weren't listening to what we were demanding, we need to be in the studio. But now that they are listening and they are addressing what we're asking them, and what we've been demanding for, and they have us going to the studio now, the community's dead. Yeah, okay, that doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. So, in this last point, if you're pushing for competition, we're all pushing for comp. We want comp. Competition, we win. Equals us winning. Period. What are you doing to promote competition. Meaning this, when back then, when the community, when I guess when we were all brothers in arms back then, when videos, I remember Moody doing vids, I remember Azura doing vids for sure, and I think Brozels did vids on it as well back then. But those vids had thousands of views, many comments, hand over fist. But when it came time to jump on the servers and hey, let's create these leagues, let's bog the servers down, let's let them know that we serious. And this is in 2009, 2010. So the game was out, well, maybe 2.5, nearly 3 years at that point. All right. We jump online, only 50 people on. 50. Thousands of views and tons of comments, 50 people on. And the game was cheap. And no one was getting online. Fast forward to 2011, San Antonio Corky, shout out to him. Messages Sim Standard, I got a petition. Can y'all promote it? We promote it. I promote it on multiple videos. Thousands of views, tens of thousands of views. 938 signatures to date. So what that tells me by the action or the lack thereof is that you got some people out here that aren't serious. So what are you going what are you willing to the people that are opposing the actions that myself and Sim and Azura take, and since we're such sellouts and we compromise the integrity of everything, what are you doing to get competition back? Because obviously, because some of these same people that were talking smack, I straight went to those people in Skype calls back then and said, hey guys, how about promoting this petition? Let's spread this out. Not one video was made promoting that petition from some people. But they have the time and energy. They have the time and energy to make videos and focus them, not to focus them towards people in the community and attack them, but don't have the energy and time to focus it towards getting at the company and relaying the message, yo, you got a community of people that want a new game. Instead of pushing the message to them, you want to push the message to an individual in the community. Talking about an individual in the community or a channel in the community is not going to make 2K make another football game. That's not going to make Natural Motion make another football game. It's not. It's not going to make Take-Two Interactive all of a sudden say, hey, let's invest that money because, for example, J Music talked about the Sim Standard, so we must get that game going right now. That's not going to happen. Realistic action, realistic work in terms of obtaining realistic results. That's the bottom line, and that's what it's about. Plain and simple. I went on long enough in regards to this. Do what you do. Choose to do whatever it is you want to do moving forward. But I got content for Madden that'll be up on Friday, for y'all to check out and everything or what have you, and that's it. So I'll holler at y'all cats later. This is Smitty. I'm out. Peace.